If you're studying for the INBDE, I highly recommend INBDE Bootcamp, an all-in-one study resource that will help you pass your exam. Use coupon code MENTALDENTAL for 10% off. Hey everyone, Dr. Ryan here, and welcome back to Mental Dental. Today I'm launching a brand new series I'm calling Decoding Dental Board Questions. So this series is all about tackling the trickiest exam questions and then breaking them down step by step. For our very first episode, we're going to be focusing on ethical dilemmas. Now, these questions show up all the time on the boards. And if you know your 5 principles of ethics cold, they can feel like some free points, which is never a bad thing. But if you don't know them well, these are easy points that you're throwing away. So ethics is high yield and deceptively simple. And I want to dive in and teach you the main principles that you need to know and then apply those to some practice questions. So let's start with the foundation. The 5 principles of dental ethics are autonomy, which is respecting the patient's right to make decisions about their care, non-maleficence, do no harm, beneficence, do good, act in the best interest of the patient and society, justice, fairness in treating patients equally, and veracity, which is truthfulness or communicating honestly with the patient and the public. Most of the exam questions that you see will give you a quick scenario and then ask you which of those 5 principles is being upheld or violated. But sometimes they'll ask about related issues like HIPAA, patient records, or informed consent. So you need to be ready for all of it. So here's the first practice question that we'll do together. And here it is on screen for you. A patient refuses to have radiographs taken, but still wants you to complete restorative treatment. You explain that you cannot provide safe and appropriate care without proper diagnostics, and you respectfully decline to proceed. Which principle are you upholding? Autonomy, beneficence, non-maleficence, or justice? Okay, so let's decode this. The patient has the right to autonomy to refuse treatment or radiographs, but your responsibility as their dentist is to avoid causing harm. Providing treatment without proper diagnostics could compromise the safety of the patient. For example, you don't know exactly how deep the caries extend or if the tooth is even restorable without a radiograph, so you decline. That is non-maleficence, doing no harm to the patient. And yes, the patient, again, has autonomy, but autonomy does not override the dental professional's ethical and legal obligation to uphold the standard of care. In this case, performing an irreversible procedure without a radiograph would be violating the standard of care. So the correct answer for this question is C. All right, that was the first one. Here is another practice question for you. A dental assistant accidentally leaves unencrypted patient records containing protected health information on the front desk overnight. The next morning, records from 2 patients are missing. Which of the following is the most correct response according to HIPAA breach notification rules? A, no action is required since only a small number of records were exposed. B, notify affected individuals and HHS within 60 days of discovery. C, notify affected individuals within 60 days of discovery, but only notify HHS by the end of the calendar year. Or D, only notify HHS, not the affected individuals, since the data was not intentionally disclosed. Okay, so this scenario involves unsecured protected health information, or PHI. So we have patient records that were left unencrypted and then lost, which is a clear HIPAA breach. HIPAA is all about the privacy and security of that valuable protected health information that we as dental professionals, as health professionals, and associated staff have a responsibility to keep protected. And then the second half of the answer comes down to how many people were affected. If you have 500 or more people, then you do have to report to HHS within that 60-day time frame. If it's less than 500 people, in this case only 2, we can wait until the annual reporting deadline at the end of the calendar year to tell HHS about this breach. So the correct answer for this practice question is C. Thank you so much for watching this first episode of Decoding Dental Board Questions. If this was helpful to you, please hit that like button and subscribe to Mental Dental so you don't miss the next one. And also drop a comment below with the ethics questions or any questions for that matter that trip you up the most, and I'll cover them in a future episode of this series. Also, don't forget, I have a paid platform called the Mental Dental Academy, where I go through questions just like these and a whole lot more in real time with current members to get you as prepared as possible for the board exam. We've been having so many members passing their exam recently, which is so exciting, and I want you to be a part of that group too. You can check it out in the description below this video. Until next time, God bless all of you, and I'll see you in the next video.